So thanks again for joining this evening. The Bahamas Agile and Project Management Community. Our vision is to be the premier community of practice, homegrown in the Bahamas with a global impact. Our mission is to use this platform to build community, share knowledge, and create opportunities for personal and professional growth. This is our leadership team. Andrea Pratt is our founder, myself, Carla Sexton, Lydia Ford, and Andre Kingsley. Want to give a special shout out to our sponsors, Scrum Alliance, as well as Creative Minds Project Development and Consultation. And we have a few brief announcements. Coming soon to our community will be a mentorship program. So if you're interested in the program, please feel free to reach out to us, either Andrea or myself, to become a mentor or a mentee. Upcoming trainings. Andrea will be taking us through a Trello workshop next week. So if you're interested, please scan the QR code below or reach out to us via LinkedIn or our email. Our future events are listed here. We would love to see you there. We have Juliet coming next month. It will be hosted by Andrea. And then in April, I'll be hosting Kayron Lightborn. For those who are interested in professional development, the BAPMC community has a 50% discount to attend the Agile International Conference 2025 in Miami. Feel free to use, go back one slide, please. Feel free to use our code AIC BAPMC for your 50% off discount. We have some new training partners, 6 Dot. Partnership for Greater Impact. On the next slide, you'll see the training schedule for March. If you're interested, please reach out to www.6dot.io.
And just one more note there, Carla, they can sign up for any of these trainings and just use the discount code BAPMC for a 10% discount.
Thank you. And there's a new project manager credential developed by Joseph Phillips. You can scan this QR code for 1 course hour to earn a PDU. Feel free to connect with us at our social media platforms. All right. Thank you so much.
Put yourself on mute again, Carla.
I'm having issues with my Zoom this evening. DaVonna May is an AI strategist and entrepreneur and creator of It Girl GPT. She empowers women entrepreneurs to use AI tools like chatbots and virtual assistants to build their brands from the ground up and scale them globally. Through her mentorship, her mission is to provide entrepreneurs with the tools and strategies needed to market their brands on a global level. Without further ado, I introduce to you Ms. DaVonna May.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, everybody who joined tonight. I take it as a privilege every single time I get to sit in a room full of brilliant Black women, brilliant women of color, brilliant women from diverse backgrounds. I know that you've got a lot on your mind, a lot in your heart, and I literally live for you because that's what it's about. It's about how can I connect with you in order to bring out the brilliance in you, in order to bring out the greatness in you, so you can put that into the world, so that can plant seeds, so that our communities on a global scale can grow. But you already see, I'm like excited to be here. So thank you, Carla, again, and thank you, everybody. Carla, if you want me to just jump on in and get to going about the It Girl world, I'm down for that.
Go right ahead. Thank you.
Okay. So my name is DaVonna May, and I first of all want to acknowledge everybody in the room. I know everyone in the room has dreams, they have goals, they have personal pressures, they've got things they're trying to accomplish, that they're trying to overcome. You are trying to build, you are trying to become the best version of yourself. That is the journey of life for all of us. And I don't have that perfected, but what I do is intentionally work on that every single day. I put all of my being into figuring out, how can I make my life better? How can I achieve that vision that's inside of my head, that big dream that I have? You know what? It could be a big dream to me and a little dream to you. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm a vessel for. I'm here to be your thought partner. I'm here to be an energy. I'm here to be an inspiration. I'm here to be somebody who can give you advisement, who can help stimulate your creativity and help to kind of mold, reset your mindset. That's where I come from a core level, from my values. That's what my life is about. It's about pouring into women. And so It Girl GPT is a natural extension of that, right? It's about creating a technology that duplicates that mindset, that allows me to teach you everything that I know. From, just to back up a little bit, I'm one of those multi-hyphenated people, right? I graduated law school. Well, let's start from the beginning. I'm a first generational type of a person. I think that I'm a generational curse breaker, if you will. I'm taking my place in the revolution, and I'm saying it. I am breaking curses for the generations to come. And if you're in the room, put a 1 in the chat, put a fist in the chat, put a fire emoji in the chat. But I use everything in life to improve my quality of life and my community's quality of life. And that's what this technology is about. So as a young girl who comes from a neighborhood that, you know, doesn't really necessarily encourage or doesn't have representation of excellence and how to build and how to be more than what you see, I always had a deep yearning for that. And I didn't have direction necessarily, but I got opportunity. I took advantage of every single opportunity I was ever given, because nothing was given to me. So what I had to do was take the things that were low hanging and accessible, and the things that people kind of, you know, opened up for me. And I took that and I ran with it, just like I'm taking this current technology and I'm taking AI and I'm creating brands, global brands, and I'm making money. And we are monetizing our skills and our talents. And we're not going further than inside of ourselves. And what I mean by that is this technology, and when you say AI, it's all type of technology, but this technology is simply a bridge between the world knowing about all the brilliance that you have within you. So whatever it is you want to get out, whatever that thing is that keeps you up at night, whatever it is that you want to achieve, even if it's simple, lifestyle, wellness, business, branding, communicating with my husband, how do I negotiate? How do I write a contract? This is what It Girl GPT has done, has been for me. It has been an editor. It's been a mentor. It's been an advisor. It's like the smartest, techiest person I know. But I actually have a presentation here. So I'm going to prepare that. But I do want to take a quick second, since we do have a very intimate audience. I want to know if you all would like to introduce yourselves, if you want to say who you are, and if you want to tell us why you're here. I see Miss Tawana. Come off. I'm sorry. I'm bringing her off. You know why? Because this woman is somebody who I deeply admire, and she's got a business. She's a real woman, and she's really going through life with a family. She's got this greatness inside of her, and she's working toward it every day, balancing it and figuring it out. And here, trying to figure out how to use the technologies, how to use the things that are accessible to us to make that easier and to make it better. So all I really want to hear you saying, you don't have to give a whole long speech to anybody. Just tell me who you are and what industry you're in. And if you want to share anything beyond that, just make it 30 seconds. Tawana, please come off mute and tell us about yourself. This is my friend, guys.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
So for a very long, I started off in warehousing, but I've always had a thing about learning about finances and making it work for me. And so I started off working in retail banking, And kind of from there, I just noticed interacting with customers, especially Black and Brown customers, that we were such a deficit in knowledge of the financial sector. And even though there were tools out there and there was knowledge out there, it wasn't easily accessible to us. And it wasn't, for lack of a better word, dumbed down for us. And so what I strive to do, even with my secular employment, is to gain the tools and knowledge so that I can help my community understand these concepts and be able to apply them in their own lives at the moment that they learn it. Not looking ahead to the future, but at that very moment. How do I implement this skill right now? And then helping them by being an accountability partner. So I decided to do financial mentoring, and that's what BRG Management Group is all about. It's about personalized financial mentoring for your entire life. So every aspect, whether it's payroll, mortgages, retail banking, insurance, taxes, because I've been in every single one of those industries, I pull all that knowledge to help my clients.
That is so fantastic and inspiring. And it brings me back to this thing where this is what the technology does. And I'm taking notes while she's talking. So you guys, I'll be looking at different screens as we're talking because I'm like all over the place with it. But this is what I want to tell you. This is a passion that's inside of your heart. This is something that you are gifted and talented with. You were given that. And now you have the opportunity to not only monetize it, but you bring this value to a community. You have a niche. You have a space where you can create opportunity and improvement for people. And that you may not know how to do it by yourself, but that is why we have technologies like It Girl GPT to create the business plans, to actually talk you through it, to hype you through it. And it tells you things like the value proposition that you're bringing. You're filling a deficit. You're bringing ease and accessibility, understanding, and user friendliness to a field that's very intimidating and overwhelming. So these are the type of things that we're going to try to organize as we use these technologies. We organize these thoughts and we use the technologies to figure out how to bring them to the world. So I really appreciate that, Tawana. Thank you so much for sharing. Kenny, do you have a share for us? Would you like to jump off the mic really quick, introduce yourself, tell us what industry you're a part of?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Name's Kenny Maki. I am in banking. I'm part of the financial sector, so I'm in banking and just have a deep love for project management, Agile. Kind of started as a curiosity and just can't learn enough about it. So that's where I'm at.
Yes. What would you say your experience level is with interacting with AIs like GPTs, for instance?
So directly, I do not interact as much with ChatGPT or AI. However, my interactions would be technically at this point, it's unavoidable. So in that, a lot of apps, it has it built in already. So like even my web browser, one of the web browsers I use, like if I ask a question, it goes beyond just a normal search. It's giving me like recommendations, advice, and everything else, similar to my apps that I use to organize my calendar, everything. It's pretty much now embedded in most apps. So I do not really, I know ChatGPT has a different level. However, it never really comes up as a need for me, seeing that so much of the apps I already use, it is already integrated in it.
You know what's so interesting is that you're using it passively. They have integrated their system into all of the things that you're already searching. So you are using their platforms already and you're enjoying the benefit of it. And you said that it's unavoidable. And I think that's a great point to raise, is that, you know, as a person who is a passive user, not necessarily interested in engaging in a real way for any real reasons, you're even seeing that, listen, this is everywhere. It's all around us. It's unavoidable. It's unescapable. And so why not take advantage of that from any positioning, whether you're just trying to improve your lifestyle or you're literally trying to build a global brand? That's the power, the versatility, the diversity of it. It's really whatever is in your imagination, whatever is your ambition for the day, whatever is in your heart, you bring it to the technology and it amplifies it. So those are some great points you brought up. Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you.
Jason Brown, how are you? And are you able to come off mic, introduce yourself, tell us what industry you're in?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear and see me?
Yes.
Okay, good. My name is Jason Brown. I'm in the law enforcement industry, preferably the Royal Bahamas Police Force. I've been an officer for the past 18 years. I work in special investigation and intelligence. I also have project management skills. And I've been a part of this great community for a year. And I can say that it has helped me a whole lot. I've gleaned a lot of information on various facets of project management and Agile. And in reference to AI, I'm a passive user, I'd say that. I don't use it as much, but I know that it can work really well and a lot of things that you can do as the world is transitioning into technology and AI. So I think we have to be more adaptive and use it for the greater good of business.
Absolutely. And having an open mind is really important because we're in a space where this is becoming our new normal. And the more you resist it, the more problematic that will become for your ability to pivot when necessary. And just think about it. Think about the positive sides of it. It's giving you just a unlimited source of intelligence. Not to say it's perfect, but it's giving you so many different ways to be creative and to express your creativity, because little is it known, whether you're starting a business or whether you're just going through life, you need to save space within yourself for creativity, for imagination. And AI has amplified my ability to just really keep that childlike energy alive within myself. And you have to create, because that kind of keeps you are a creator, even if you're not necessarily building a business. So this kind of keeps you, keeps you a little jazzy, keeps you a little new, keeps you feeling fresh within your own self. And it's that level. Again, it's limitless. So thank you so much, Jason, for jumping on and introducing yourself.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.
Yes. I saw Sheila say she'd jump on later. Michelle, are you here?
I am. How are you?
Hi. Welcome. And thank you so much for jumping on. Just tell us what industry you're in.
So I am starting a business as a writing coach. I'm currently an author as a writing coach, specializing in helping people self-publish. And I am a pretty aggressive user of AI, and I love it, Girl GPT.
So great. Thank you.
Yes, it's one of my favorites. And
now we're going to need a testimonial at some point, but go on.
Yeah, so I create a lot of content, just lead magnets, that type of thing. So I'm in ChatGPT all the time. And I just look forward to connecting with you, because I love your product, like I said. And everywhere you speak, you just are so articulate. So thank you for.
Oh, Michelle, thank you so much. That means everything to me. And I'll tell you stories about articulation, girl. I've gotten on stages and just totally couldn't speak. But anyway, that's why I thank you and really appreciate these rooms, because we truly help to energize and empower each other. You all are empowering me as well. I'm just trying to share what I know, share my energy, and share my tools so you can do what you want to do. And then again, I am available for ongoing support. We can work together. We can create content together. We can work on a monthly basis together to build out your brand, or just to kind of have a thought partner. There was so much in what you said, but we're going to keep it moving, and we're going to go. Is Patricia available to jump off the mute and introduce yourself? Patricia going once, twice? Okay, K-Rock.
Hi, I'm here.
We got you. Good, just in time. Okay, go ahead. Take it away.
Yes, I am here to learn and evolve. And I, too, am new to AI. recently introduced to it. So, but I'm learning and I'm loving it, and I'm learning how to utilize it so that it can allow me to be better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That is one of my favorite ways to use AI is for my own personal bestie. It Girl is literally my personal bestie. And like I said, I think I have a couple slides about that. I'll do that in a second. But Patricia, thank you so much and welcome. And we are going to ask Kieran, I think that's the way to say it. Are you able to come off the mute and introduce yourself?
Yes, pleasant good evening. My name is Kieran. As stated, I am Kieran Lightborn. And the field that I'm in is training and development, also operations. And I do utilize AI. I have done some courses. I think some different organizations had started a certified AI specialist type of designation. So I have explored those, but I'm always interested in learning different techniques about different software that can help me to enhance the things that were my deliverables.
Yes. And for the advanced users in the room, I'm thinking, have you interacted or have you created your own GPTs? These are the questions, if you guys could put it in the chat. Have you created your own GPTs? Just say yes or no. That's what I want to know. Hey, Ron, have you created your own?
Yes, I have created my own GPT to work with my website.
You've integrated it into your website?
Yes.
Did you use OpenAI or another platform?
No, I use OpenAI for it.
Okay, that's so good. And so have you also, and I don't mean to take it there, I mean, I'm kind of getting a little ahead, but have you also, and this is for anyone else in the room to drop it in the chat, have you also created your own virtual assistant, one that can schedule appointments, that can interact with clients directly, that actually acts as a personal assistant for you?
So pretty much I have it because I use Wix. So I have it blended with my Wix and my Calendly.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it helps with those. And then also, because I do create, I'm new to the content creation.
Yeah.
But it does also help me to schedule what it is that I'm doing, I already have my ideas jotted out, and all I have to do is just follow what's already scheduled.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to drop some, and thank you, Kieran, for that. I'm going to drop a couple of links in the chat about some of the programs, the newer programs, and some of the existing programs that I'm actually using. It's just a few, but I will drop it in the chat so y'all can play with it on your own time. But these are some new things that are coming out that you can build your own custom GPTs, and you can build your own virtual assistants. And your virtual assistant can also be a avatar that speaks to your customers through your website, and I believe through some of your social media plugins. So I know that might be a little bit technical here or there, but these are some good resources for people who are actually, pushing buttons and playing around with this stuff. So Duquesa, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Duquesa and Angela, I see you all just joined the room. We're just going 30 seconds. If you can come off mute, Duquesa, and just introduce yourself and tell us what industry you're in.
I am in training and development as well. And I use ChatGPT for various projects.
I bet. I know. It goes on and on and on. Thank you, Duquesa.
You're welcome.
Angela, are you available to come off mute and introduce yourself? Angela going once, twice. Angela 3 times. Okay. Floyd, are you in the room? Floyd, I think maybe Lydia Floyd. Are you available to introduce yourself really quickly?
Yes. Hi, my name is Lydia Floyd. I'm currently an IT project manager at Towson University. Glad to join you guys this evening.
Yes. Welcome. It's so great to have you here. Lydia, what is your level of interacting with AI, GPTs, and all of the fun stuff?
Oh, well, for me, I use it to make my job a little bit easier, especially either in scope development or trying to simplify and summarize a lot of the documents that I receive, because I do a lot of construction projects. A lot of times there are like pages and pages and so many emails flying back and forth from each other, and I will use Copilot or Chat GPT to kind of summarize and highlight that information, because I usually deal with a lot of executives, so they don't want to know all the ins and outs, and they don't want to read 10 emails. They want to know high level what's going on here, who's doing it, when, why, and where. And that's what I use it for.
And you know what I love about what you're saying is that there's some people who want to know every new piece of tech and AI that comes out.
Yeah,
and there's some people who just find the ones that work for them, that work for their job, that work for their process, and they stick to them. And if they find more that complement them, but there is that polarization of people, but it works for both sides. It's there for both sides. So thank you for planting that seed. That was important. So thank y'all for sharing. You know, I really just wanted to spend this moment and opportunity getting to know you, because if this session is all about how to build a global brand using AI, the global brand starts within yourself. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Just give me 1 second. Let me see where I'm at here. I think this is what I'm doing. See, I'm like a tech person, but I don't come from a tech background. So I don't know what I'm doing with this technology stuff. I'm a fashion girl. Can y'all see my screen? Can somebody tell me if they can see it? Because I can't actually see you.
Yes, I can see it.
You can see it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So again, I'm just going to kind of walk through it. And if you have any questions, if Carla could maybe help me, like maybe field some questions in the chat as I go through. I tend to ramble, so you might want to slow me down at some point. If you want to just jump off and ask a question somewhere in between, feel free to do that as well. But I want to just give you a little bit about my background. So again, you know, first generational girl, comes out of, you know, the hood per se, not really having a real direction, but having some sort of sense of internal ambition and drive and fire that just was like, listen, you have to make something out of your life because there is nothing here. So you've got to go create something. So I started to tune into this side of myself, to this creator side of myself. I started to understand that I had a power, an innate ability to create something from nothing, from an idea. And so then I started understanding that I was a visionary, right? So I go through undergrad. I'm a criminal justice major. I come across this professor who says, you know what? I think you're smart enough to be a lawyer. You should go to law school. So my little self applied to law school, and darn, I got into law school, and I went to law school. So I moved from New Jersey, and I moved to Texas, and I went to law school out in Texas, and I graduated law school. But I was on autopilot. I was actually operating based off of other people's projection from my life. And although I appreciate it, again, it was opportunity because I didn't have a path of my own necessarily. So these people gave me opportunity. And with that opportunity, again, I took every chance I had to make something of myself. And in doing so, I started to have a mind of my own. And this is where that mindset comes in, because as an entrepreneur, as anybody with a goal or a vision or a dream, you've got to be willing to stand 10 toes down, and you've got to be willing to fight, and you've got to be willing to take total control of yourself, because at the end of it, you are the final boss. What I mean is that you are going to be your biggest objector, your biggest critic. You're going to be the one who actually scares yourself the most once you get past all the family and the community and the haters and all the other stuff. Building a brand is so much more than just, you know, what you offer. It's what you leave the world with. It's how you enrich the world. What you have inside of you is how you enrich the world. Your legacy. I heard someone say, it was Dr. Miles Monroe. He said there are so many, that the cemetery is the wealthiest place on earth because of all those dreams, ambitions, and talents that died and that went there. So we're not about that. That's what I'm saying. I have always been the person that said, you know what, I want a life that feels good to me. And I feel like I can achieve that based on my gifts that God gave me, based on the talents that I have. I just feel like I can do it. So in my last year of law school, I said, you know what? I don't want to practice the law because that doesn't feel good for me. What feels good is creating a fashion brand. I want to be a fashionista. And so I did. I created Belladonna Prima Donna Accessory House, luxury accessories for powerful women. And what we did was we New York Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, Rome, international film festivals, this dream, this idea coming home broke and broken because my parents literally hated me. And I don't mean to sound harsh, but they were so mad that I didn't practice law, that I wanted to become some fashionista. They thought I was crazy. And so I had to deal with so much strife to bring this seed out of myself. But that seed was so important because not only did it open doors for me, but beautiful people. It connected me with people like DaVonna, who's in this room, who has a brilliance that has edified me. It connects me to women. And this brand, this Belladonna brand, I didn't even know it, what I was really truly building. And this is the value of what it is that you start with. You don't know what you're truly building. It Girl GPT, I didn't know how important this pink It Girl GPT thing would be. But we have literally taken another idea, turned it from a thought, passion to a paycheck, and that is the real deal. So yes, I have learned how to be a marketing strategist. I have learned how to develop global brands, and now I am into AI as a consultant. I'm trying to teach people what I know about making your brand, making your presentation, making your personal life excellent using technology. So I want you to remember me as your ally in scaling your personal excellence. So I'm going to come off of here really quickly. Give me 1 second. And I just wanted to know, were there any questions in the chat that I can address before I move on?
No questions at this time.
Okay, perfect. So let me go back to my little screen here. Hold on 1 second. So by the way, commercial break. We just had an event today for all of our, oh, wait a minute. Oh, here it goes. So for all of our more advanced users in the room, we have an event called Build-A-Bot. So this is where if you're a person who feels you want to build your own chatbot, if you're a person who wants a personal assistant, those are two different things. And we're teaching you the different platforms that we're using to build our own chatbots and personal assistants. And again, the personal assistants are just magical because they schedule with your clients. They interact with your clients. So it's like when you're sleeping, you're actually sleeping. Your virtual assistant is scheduling calls. It's you can put it to where your invoices are actually being paid. So a person can directly pay your invoice. They never have to talk to you. They can book your service. They can jump on your calendar. It's so much that you can do with all this stuff. So for the people who are more advanced or intermediate level, we're having this Build-A-Bot workshop every month. And so if you just stay connected with me on social media, you can definitely join us. And we'd love to build a bot in person. So we're actively building your bots while we have this workshop. So it's 2 hours. It went 3 hours long today because we were just there building their bots, building out their virtual assistants, asking questions. And so it's a really good space to just learn about it, exchange ideas, and actually build a piece of this technology for yourself. And that's what we do there. So that was the commercial break. Back to the show, I guess. So just a little bit about It Girl GPT, because everybody's like, well, what's It Girl GPT? It Girl GPT is my self-duplicated. Like, again, I want people to be free. I want people to be able to create stuff and create a livelihood and create an economy for themselves and create enjoyment and really like their lives. I want them to do that. And I think that a brand is your ticket to doing that. That's just the space that I operate from, whether it's a personal brand or if it's a business brand. And so I wanted to create a free resource that could support women in a real way. Support entrepreneurs or anybody with a vision, anybody with a dream, anybody who has something on their mind and they wanted help getting clarity around. They needed a strategy around it. They just needed to bring this thing to life. It's like It Girl GPT is like having your tech guru, your like branding expert, your mindset coach. It's like your best friend in your pocket. And she's truly a lot of energy and she's expertise and she's elevated, but she's reliable and she's modern, but she's well-grounded. And this is what you can do. You can create something that feels like what you want people to feel. I want people to feel like It Girl is your best friend. It's your smartest, your closest friend. It's always there. It's ready to meet you where you are. It wants to spill all the secrets to success on demand, 24/7. What's up? So that's what It Girl is all about. And again, as you can see at the bottom of this, I do believe in life you should write your own checks, call your own shots, live on your own terms. Your brand can truly do that for you. It has done it for me. So, and again, I get this thing about like it girl and what is an it girl, and people make fun of it, but an it girl is just somebody, it's anybody, a it girl, a it guy, it's just you. It's a person who embraces their authenticity, somebody who just does what they do and they do it boldly. They're unapologetic and they mostly they leave an impact, and that's what it's all about. So I can show you my tech stack, and I will share my tech stack with you, but I just want to kind of run through what it was like to build It Girl GPT. It Girl GPT is literally 6 months old. This is not the first business that I've built. This is not the first business that I have built that has gained an international audience. This is not the first building that I've built that has sold internationally, sold products internationally. And this is my business, but I've supported other people in building out their businesses on a global platform. So that's what It Girl is about, helping you to build your brand to a global platform. Because what we want to do is make impact and we want to make money. And this is all about helping you figure out how to do that based off the gifts and skills that you have. So the first thing that I did when I was building It Girl out was I got connected with human beings. Never forget the power of human connection. Talk to people, get on the social medias and be social, actually have conversations, chime in on comments, pick up the phone, send a text message to the person who's in your phone, send that email to the person who you've been wanting to get in contact with, ask the question. That is how you're always going to advance any brand, any idea, any movement. You've got to be able to connect with humans because we are the ones that move the movements. The humans do. The technology makes it pretty. It makes it efficient. It automates it. You can have a virtual assistant, but you need a human being at the end of the day to sign the bill and to put the heart and soul behind it. That's what we're here to do. We use the technology to amplify our own ideas. And so get in these social spaces and work with each other. I got on LinkedIn. I started to join groups. I started to interact with people who were just above my pay grade. I mean, I just immersed myself in thought leaders who I wanted to learn from, who I wanted to be like. The thing is, you got to kind of get an idea. You all have an idea about what you want to do, and you got to start to nurture that idea. You got to start to figure out people and things that can help to elevate it, or you stand in position as the leader, as the mentor, as the person who can help. You put yourself out there. You create the programs. Whatever it is, be a student of the game. If you want to be an investor, become a student. If you want to be this, become a student. So that's what I did. I wanted to become a woman in tech. I said it first. I told my friends I want to be a woman in tech. I don't know what that means. I come from a marketing background, a fashion background, but I want to create a piece of tech that mattered. That's all I know, that made an impact, that helped women. And then here we are. So what I did, I showed up, I took notes, I asked questions. To be the best, you've got to learn from the best, and then you make it your own. I saw a few other women who had created their own GPTs, and I was completely inspired. And this is what representation is about. Even if you don't have a desire to build a brand, or even if you have the smallest desire, your face, your voice, your accent, your community, your culture is represented through you. So we have to mold these technologies to mirror us and mirror our experiences. You have to make these make the public know who you are, put your stamp on the digital world. And that's why anybody who's interested in this should keep that in mind. You need to be writing the policies. There's ethical concerns. There are, inequities, there's biases, there's all type of things when you are interacting with these technologies, and we have to learn the technologies so we're not afraid of them, that we're not intimidated by them, and that we can actually change them to reflect our experiences and to be fair for us. So it's super important to do that. So, again, I told you, I was like, I want to be a woman in tech. The thing is also this. I feel like you need to find your place in the revolution. We are all in a fight for betterment. And I feel the revolution is us all fighting for equity. It's fighting for inclusion. You've got to find how you raise your voice. You've got to find how you put your legacy in the sand. You know how you leave your mark on this earth? You've got to find that. And I think that's important that every human gets that out. I talk to people who are professionals. They don't necessarily deal in entrepreneurship. They are making great money. They don't necessarily want to leave their jobs, but they have hit a wall. They have no passion. They need something to feel like they are actually making a difference on this earth. And that is something you can't replace with money. That's something you can't replace with a job title. That's that stuff that's inside of you. That's that thing that you were given, that talent and that gift. And that's what I am here to do. And technologies like It Girl GPT are here to do, to get you focused and excited about what is that passion and how to make that passion make some impact and make some money. And so then you'll have your light bulb moment. So again, my light bulb moment was I wanted to create a tangible and innovative, interactive resource that reflected my personality, experiences, and my voice. And I did. I started tinkering. I started learning. I started showing up in rooms. I started having conversations. And then out of nowhere, I created this slide last month. This is now 6 months. LinkedIn, now, let me give you some perspective. I have, again, already had successful brands. I have already built brands that have gone through the cycle. And this was a completely new brand. It Girl GPT is only 6 months old. In 6 months, I went from a student to a presenter of It Girl GPT to an award-winning influencer of AI to a workshop leader, to a masterclass host, to a moderator, to beyond. I don't even know. It's out the stratosphere. These are all opportunities that came from a passion that I had to help women entrepreneurs make themselves more presentable, for a lack of better words, a passion. And I turned it into something. And this is international stages. I'm now communicating with people all across the world. We are exchanging strategies. We are exchanging ideas. We're not just sitting here like, oh yeah, girlfriend, I created It Girl GPT. If you read this, we are talking about culture. We are talking about the next generations. We are talking about the workforce. We are talking about education. We are talking about inclusivity. We are talking about using technology to change our future, to empower our future. And we are talking about creating our own technologies. So we are using, low hanging, easily accessible things like OpenAI and ChatGPT to entry into major change. And and I keep trying to emphasize, and I don't think I'm saying it enough, it's super easy, it's super accessible. And if you're ready to actually achieve something, whatever it is, this technology is there and it's going to help you. Again, It Girl GPT, creating a global It Girl brand. Let's talk about travel. Let's talk about luxury. Let's talk about lifestyle hacks for personal and professional branding. Hold on one second. Let me come back here because I just went off for a while there. Let me come back and make sure we're good. Any questions or anything I missed?
Sure. So Lydia says some of the best in some industries want you to pay for their time. To be honest, the gatekeeper mentality can be discouraging. I believe in helping others. Any thoughts on how to navigate experiences like this?
Oh my gosh, I have so many thoughts. Oh my gosh. I even have a slide about that, about gatekeeping. Let me get to my slides here. Okay, hold on. Give me one more second. I am still sharing my screen. Let me go back. Hold on. Okay, let's go to gatekeeping. Okay. Wait, I don't have that in here. Oh no, I don't have that in here. Okay, let me just talk about it. Gatekeeping is hold on. Let me come back on screen. Y'all real quick. I wanna look at the screen. Let me stop sharing. Okay, gatekeeping and monetizing. First of all, you're gonna monetize. I'm gonna monetize. You're gonna pay me. Now I'm not gonna rob you. I'm going to give you value. I'm going to do my best. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna show up and do what I said I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna be accountable if things don't go right, but you're going to pay me because I think that a lot of people don't understand that I feel, this is my philosophy, that we were actually created with our jobs already inside of us. Most of it, now, this is for people like me. I have my job already inside of me. I just had to figure out how to use my skills, how to up-level my skills, how to transfer my skills. And I've gotten really good at that. over the years. I've created an economy for myself. I don't go to work. I don't have a job per se. My job, I am an entrepreneur. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 10, 12, 15, I don't even know how many years, since 2010. So this is literally like your job. So you should be paid for it. And the better you get is what I'm trying to teach, is what I'm trying to preach to people as well. It's like, get really good at this, because then you don't have that whole fear of job security. And then you do increase your confidence because your knowledge is increased, because you know you bring value. If you learn a little bit of something in any industry, just a little bit more than somebody else knows, that makes you that much more valuable. Why would you go and pay somebody and not pay yourself? Yes, you do deserve to be paid. And I think that's a mindset shift. Now, there are crooks, there are grifters, there are people who are running off with money, there are scammers. It's happening. But we should have the mindset of wealth and abundance, and that we should want to pay our bills. We should want to pay our people. We should want to pay our staff. We should want to pay our educators. We should want to pay our entrepreneurs. We should want to pay our service providers. So I always keep that in the front of my mind. But as the provider, you have a big responsibility when you're dealing with other people's money and you're dealing with other people's expectations. So it's a journey, and you'll learn how to navigate that journey as you go and as you commit to it. The second part, it was good. What was the second part? Remind me.
I believe in helping others. Any thoughts how to navigate?
Oh, the gatekeeping thing. That is a huge part of my philosophy. I didn't get to include it in the presentation, but that was another part of my success story, and how I scaled so quickly was that I started teaching people everything I knew as soon as I knew it, just like I'm doing now. So I'm keeping you real time updated on what I'm learning. I'm trying to take you along. I am not trying to leave you behind. I want you to be educated with me. So I didn't know that people appreciated that so much. It was just it was just how I was operating. So the first thing that I did was, when I learned all of these different tech tools, I put it into a document, and I got on LinkedIn, and I said, hey guys, if you all want access to my top like 100 AI apps, then send me an email and I'll send you my platforms. So I was sharing what I knew. And then I put myself in a position to say, okay, I'll share so much free information. At some point, you have to start knowing what to monetize and what to share for free. And that's just strategy. And that's what I do as well. So when Belladonna Prima Donna became so successful as far as marketing, it was a visible and dynamic brand. It transcended borders. It went international. My accessories were in Nigeria and France and all type of places before I even set foot in those places. I was shipping jewelry everywhere. Models were taking my jewelry everywhere. So people are seeing this online, and I'm using social media to display this ability, and I'm using all of the like little low-hanging fruit, like I said, the little easy to use tech things. I didn't have GPT back then, so I'm writing all my stuff, but I'm using any creative content formats that I could. And that's the point, is to use what you have, couple it with use the technology, pair it with your brilliant ideas, and magic will happen. Money will happen. And that's kind of like one of the last screens that I wanted to share with you all. Let me go back to sharing the screen. And it's just a simple thing, you know. Again, It Girl is just a couple or 6 months old. There's so much potential ahead. There's so many opportunities that this thing has opened up. And your jam doesn't necessarily have to be a GPT. It could be, and I can show you how to make it, how to monetize it, how to mobilize it. But whatever it is, just know that that seed has something in it you can't even begin to imagine. So let me just kind of share here. One second. My screen again. Okay. Oh, it's down here. Like I said, I am not good at all this. Okay, where did I want to go? Okay, so what I did was I monetized my magic, right? So I shared everything I knew. I connected with the right people. I figured out how to make this thing myself. I started to teach people how to do all the things related to GPTs and all the technology stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I wasn't going to wait 5 years to start monetizing. No, I had enough to go off of, and I started to monetize as soon as I felt confident enough with the quality of my knowledge and information and the quality of my consultations and the quality of my network, mind you, I have a team of people that I rely on. I don't know everything by any means. Again, I am still learning as we go. I am teaching as I learn, and I have a network of people who I bounce you and others off of. So I'm a connector of people. So if I don't know it, I'm going to send you to people. So this is why I'm able to monetize, because I've increased my value, my knowledge, and my network, right? And I did that by maintaining human connections, nurturing human connections, getting on, using these digital avenues to connect with people, to exchange thoughts. And when you're talking, you're building connection, and you're like, okay, well, do you have this event coming up? Or, oh, I have this opportunity. Or do you want to collaborate? It just goes, it goes. So how we turned a free GPT into a revenue stream. And this is just super simple. Right now, currently what I'm doing from It Girl GPT in 6 months has probably made like wait a minute, is it five? Probably like 5 figures. Like, and that's just first thing, AI consultations and training. So what I do is I have taken AI and GPT and helped it to make me smarter so I can help advise my clients smarter. So after I started my accessories business, I ran that for 10 years. And then in that time, I started to notice I'm getting really good at marketing. So people started asking me questions about branding and marketing. So I became a branding and marketing advisor. That became my career path after that. So AI came along, and I'm already teaching people what I know about marketing, but then AI came along and made me smarter, and it gave me systems, and it gave me additional tools and technologies to make things go faster. So now when I'm consulting with my clients, I have extra ammo, and now I can charge higher monthly retainer fees to train them, to consult them, to give them strategies on how to build their brands. And there's so many different things we can talk about as far as, I'll go back to this slide here, some of the services, copywriting and content creation and public relations, client development and management and branding and visual communication, AI tech and consulting. We get into mindset stuff. We get into all type of things when we're consulting, but I do charge a monthly retainer fee to walk people through their personalized, customized strategy. And I heavily rely on It Girl GPT to provide quality information to create blueprints and strategies. Another way that I get paid is through paid speaking engagements, and that's online and that's in person. So people are actually paying to have me speak and teach and host workshops. And speaking of workshops, like I just showed you, my partner and I, we just hosted a workshop that was a paid event today. And so people paid, they showed up, they got value out of the presentation. And when I say collaborations and partnerships, I'm not just selling you something because I want your money. I want to actually see you win. I want to actually see you make money. Because I want to prove myself true. I don't want to be looked at like a liar. I want to show that the talents that I was given, the magic that I was given is actually real. So I want to walk with you through your journey. I want to be a part of your success story. I don't want to just sell you a course, tell you some crap, and then just leave you hanging to figure it out. So I do have just I do care about ongoing relationships, ongoing partnerships. It doesn't always have to be about money. It doesn't always have to be transactional. Just getting to know people, seeing where their head is, seeing how you can communicate, collaborate. That is how you make money. That's how you build influence. That's how you create a brand that goes global. And I'm going to come back to the screen. Give me a second because I have a lot of tabs and yeah.
Okay, the next question is, are there prompts that we could use that will help us to get started with It Girl?
Yes, so let me come back here. Now, let me tell you something funny. It Girl has been acting funny all day. It really hasn't worked all day for me. So I'm hoping that it's going to work. And who asked the question?
Tawana.
Okay, perfect. So Tawana, I'm going to open up It Girl. I'm going to share my screen again. Am I sharing my screen, everybody?
Yeah.
Can you see this? Okay. So Tawana, I can't see you right now, but here we are, right? So when you have a GPT, you can have these, where my cursor is going right here, you have these starter questions. This is where you can start. But if you have a question, just ask it. Tawana, what do you want to know?
I'm not even sure. I was just looking for like generic how you would start a conversation.
Okay.
So I didn't realize that it had the starter ones there.
Okay,
usually
no, but
probably because I already have started conversations with it girl. So she just be like, we following on what we was talking about before. And
I love
like,
It Girl. No, listen, let me tell you something about It Girl. You could talk to It Girl, like I talk to It Girl how you want to talk to your best friend. I keep saying this, that It Girl is your virtual brand building bestie. She is your bestie. She is here to help you and support you. So I talk to It Girl like this. Hey, It Girl. Look, that's all I'm going to say and see what she says. Hey, gorgeous. Ready to level up your brand, business, and mindset? Let's make some magic happen. What's on your mind today? So let's say for the men in the room, I'm a guy. Because, we want our men to know that they are included. Got it, King. The It Girl movement is all about empowerment, and that includes you too. What's your vision? Business, branding, or making power moves? Let's make this happen. So my husband just jumped on here. My husband, he started, you know what, this is embarrassing. I probably shouldn't say it, but he was kind of flirting with It Girl. Like, I don't know why he would want to try her like that, but that was his initial interaction with her. And she told him and because I trained her and she spoke like me, like, no, this is not what we're here for. We're here to build a brand. And if you want to build a brand, that's what we're here to do. So approach It Girl with respect, but approach her with your mind right and ready to really just let it all off your chest. Whatever it is, it's easy to do. Does anybody else in the room want to ask It Girl a question?
Sure. Build a career roadmap.
Okay. Let's talk about this. Okay. We're going to type this prompt in just as it is, but what I do help people do is be more clear, be more specific, give the AI more to work with because it's going to give you a better response. So the better the question, the better the response. I just want you to know that. But I also want you to know your question can be really choppy. It can make little sense. It could be that 3 o'clock in the morning hazy question, and it's still going to give you something good back. So let's just start here. Building a career roadmap. Let's see what it gives.
So what I do also is up where you have D, your initial. I utilize the customized ChatGPT feature. So I tell it all about myself, include my bio, tell it how I want it to respond. And then I have added my resume and things. So when I put it in my own GPT, not my own personal, but when I put it in It Girl, it's going to spit out everything that pertains to me because I've already trained it.
Exactly. So you're talking about this little section here about customized ChatGPT, right?
Yes.
That's what I love. And see, that is where you can go and you can have it speak to you in a way. And then it remembers and it kind of speaks to you in a tone that you want it to speak. So if you want it to be professional, if you want it to be casual, if you want it to be, like your best, you can really from the front end. And this is not even from a development standpoint. You can tell this thing how to interact with you so you have the best user experience with it. And that's really important. So that's, again, something else that we can talk about one-on-one. We can talk about how to actually get inside of here, build the GPT, all of the ways you can interact with it from a front-facing way, But for your question, building a career roadmap, now you see the enthusiasm. Now we're talking a solid career roadmap is like a GPS for success. She's giving you these places to start. Now, see, this is the thing. It gives you so much information, and then you've got to have it in you to start breaking it down. It becomes information overload, right? So that's my question to you all in the room. How are you dealing with interacting with the technologies? Is it information overload, ChatGPT? Like when you're actually on here and you're asking questions, are you just storing up information because you don't really know how to strategize it or where to go with it? Or are you using it? Are you knowing how to break it down? Kind of tell me about what some of your experiences are, if you don't mind.
So what I do when I went in and created my career roadmap, it was information overload. So what I did was I call her homegirl, so I talk to her now. And I said, okay, homegirl, this is a lot of information. I need you to break it down by month, right? 'Cause I asked for a year, and that was really overwhelming. So I said, okay, break it down by month. She broke it down by month, and then I said, okay, I need my weekly goals and tasks to complete those goals. And so then she broke it down even further. Then I start creating reminders for myself. That's something that I started this week. And so my reminder will come in every hour to drink more water and to get up and move around because I work from home. So those things are new things that I built this week.
That is fantastic. So you're telling me that ChatGPT or It Girl GPT can actually schedule you a reminder?
Yes.
Listen, I done made the darn thing and I didn't even know it can do that. That is so fire. I love that.
Just playing with it this week. I was playing around with it. I was like, let me see if it'll work.
Okay.
So it sends it to my Gmail every hour. Now, what I didn't do was say the time. So it sends it all times of the night, but luckily I have my phone. So every hour, say get up and move.
Really it's not as smart as people make it out to be. It's as smart as we program it to be.
There you go. There you go. So that wasn't It Girl. That wasn't my home girl. That was me.
Now listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Let me tell you something about It Girl. Now, if It Girl start acting up, you better let me know. Because I'm gonna get up in that thing. I'm gonna get up in that knowledge base, and I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna retrain her. Because I seriously, on a serious note, want it to be good. I want it to be really good. I want it to be effective. I want it to be practical. I don't want it to just be a thing, another accessory or another throwaway tool. And it's not even where I am envision it being yet. So I'm just so grateful that, you guys have been interacting with it and letting me know how it is helping you and also where it's not performing as well. So I am just saying all of that to say I'm open to feedback, good, bad, or indifferent about it. So thank you.
Okay.
Were there any other questions in the chat? Let me see.
No other questions in the chat, but if you are here and you have a question, feel free to come off mute. Question and or comment.
I have a comment. Thank you, DaVonna, so much for speaking on the piece of relationship building, if that makes sense, and just in navigating your brand and just who you are as a person. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, especially if you have an introverted type personality. But I have learned from my mentor that, showing up at some of these the different networking events and surrounding yourself with people and making yourself aware of the vocabulary that you need to use for whatever it is, whatever your industry is, can just be the starting point for however you need to get there. You'd be surprised that a lot of people are in the same position you're in. They're afraid to talk to people. And if you would just say hi, hi, my name is, I'm here to find out this particular thing, or I want to learn about this, you'd be surprised they are there to do the same thing that you're there to do.
And it's so true, because given all that we've been through as humanity, and then depending on where you come from culturally in your community and your background, we've been through a lot. So there is so many negative feelings, and there's no trust, and there's no root, and there's no connectivity. But we don't have to continue to live that narrative. I am intentional about creating the space that I want to live in and exist in, and creating communities that are safe for other people to do the same. And I am so grateful because LinkedIn has truly changed my game. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying this. I got on LinkedIn. I was having a dry spell with my other brand. I was going through a pivot, personally, professionally, and I had to figure out an entirely different way to get money. And I'm an online entrepreneur. I had to figure out an entirely different brand. And this time, this brand had to be my own. I had been helping other people for years build their brand. So I'm behind their success and their success, but I've got these things on my own mind that I want to achieve. And so I had a lot of time to kind of figure that out. And I was going through a lot of isolation with that feeling, because I don't know technology, but I wanted to be a woman in technology, and I'm not, and I'm having to pivot my career, and the money and the lifestyle and everything is just feeling fragile, and it's just right. So I get on LinkedIn, and then by God's grace, a community just becomes available to me. But that took me staying consistent. I didn't give up. The first 2 months of being on LinkedIn, for real, were just like dead ends, people trying to scam me out of a job. No one's listening to me. But out of nowhere, I got connected to this group called the National Black AI Literacy Week. Stefan Youngblood, if you guys are not connected with him, please connect with him. He changed my entire life. And this is what I mean about community. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't have any sense of how to get there. And then I'm on this digital space. I'm on LinkedIn. And the next thing I connect with, out of the blue, this man is having a 7-day or a 5-day AI marathon led by Black leaders, thought leaders, everybody who's Black in AI and tech. They're spilling all their tea. And I'm like, that's one of those low-hanging opportunities. I don't have to pay for it. I just got to register for it. I know this is for me. I'm able to spot that. I see that. I got connected with that community, and they have been so supportive. They have partnered with me. They have made money with me. They have traveled with me. I went to DC for the Congressional Black Caucus, and people that I met on LinkedIn were there. I'd never met them in person. They were like, I know you. You're it, girl, GPT. I promise. I'm in Washington at a huge event, and essentially a stranger knew who I was based off of a LinkedIn and the strength of my branding, on the strength of using technology to help me make it more excellent, more presentable, better, period. Recognized by strangers. So I don't even know. I rambled again, and I'm sorry about that, but
no,
we're still here.
I mean, but it's a good conversation, because sometimes we don't talk. You get in spaces and you don't really talk about it, and you sometimes just think like, gosh, they just walk in the room and they just know everything. But it takes work, and the main thing, the pivotal word that you said was intentional. That you were intentional about the spaces that you're in and connecting the dots, and it just has to make sense.
Yes. And I know this is an AI room, but I'm a human. And more than that, I am a very emotional and passionate human. So I am very not techie. I just use the technology to enhance. I'm smart enough to know, like, listen, this is actually helpful. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to teach other people how to do it. So that's what this is about. We are real people going through real things. We are waking up every day. I wake up every day with stresses. And as an entrepreneur, I have stresses like everybody else. But you know what? As an entrepreneur, I've created opportunities for myself. I have a freedom about my life. Like I still have challenges, and I still have to meet certain burdens and obligations. But I travel. I work where I want. I wake up when I want. I put in my heart and soul. I love my job. I love that I get to sit here in my little living room or whatever this is that I'm in, and I'm here talking to you people and building and learning and growing and sharing my life with you, sharing my journey. And hopefully I can be a part of some success of your life. And that's what this is about, creating actual personal relationships and creating technologies and resources and tools, whatever it is. Let's share it. Let's create it for each other. Let's use it. Were there any other questions or thoughts, or anybody else wanted to jump off? Jump off the mic, I mean, off the mute. If y'all want me to tell you about, I do have something else I wanted to kind of share really quickly. Give me a second to share my screen again. For the people who are a little bit more advanced, right? And they were looking for those personal assistants. There's this thing, and when I showed you that Build-A-Bot flyer that we're doing, this is one of the programs that we teach. So I'm just going to quickly show you Chat-Base, and Chat-Base is where you can actually upgrade it and up-level it from just an information source. So ChatGPT is an information source. It's going to help give you just plain information, but this is actually going to be more interactive and help your customers. So this is what your customer sees when they log onto your website or when they log onto your personal assistant. This is It Girl's personal assistant. And I'm still working out the back end of her, but I wanted to kind of create this as a quick example of how it works. So when you log onto my website, there'll be a place where It Girl lives there, right? And where It Girl's virtual assistant, this lives. So this is going to pop up, and then it's 2 o'clock in the morning and somebody's interested in like, man, you know what? I really need to just book a call. I really need to just get on the phone with this girl. Like, it's just time. How do I do that? Let me go chat with her personal assistant, right? So right here, these are quick question prompts. You don't even have to type, just say book a call. She's like, great, we'll get you booked for a session. You've got the It Girl content creation power hours, perfect for this. In just 1 hour, it tells you about what the program is. So I've told this thing, I only want people to know about my power hour for now. This is just as an example. So this is what you can book me for. And then it takes you to my actual Tidy Cal. And then look, a quick little $28 1 hour one-on-one session you can book with me. We can talk all about your brand. We're talking all about what it is you want to do, what's on your mind. How can we create the ultimate brand for you? And if it's not about, a lot of my power hour calls are not even about creating visuals or videos or creating brands. People just want to talk. They just want to get clear on some things. They just want to kind of have a conversation around their direction. They want to make sure they're going in the right space. And then some people actually, we are creating visuals and we are revamping their brands and we are thinking about digital products, and I'm showing them new tools and technologies. So we do this all in 1 hour. So it's a 1 hour brand that's all about you. It's about your brand. It's about getting it attention, and it's about monetizing it. And then I also give you like my best tips for marketing your brand. There's so much to talk about as far as strategy, because it's not enough anymore to, you know, have a pretty brand. You have to have intelligence behind it. You've got to know how to navigate the digital space. You've got to know how to read analytics. You've got to know how to show up in SEOs and Google searches, and you've got to know how to become an authority in your industry, and you've got to know how to speak to people and set appointments and write contracts. And those are all of the kind of things that we talk about as that could be during power hour, or we could do a retainer. Like I said, I have a monthly. There's so many ways that we can work together, but that's just one example of how a virtual assistant puts somebody on my book. I'm sleeping. Somebody goes books their power hour, and then it's on, and then it's going on like that. So again, it could tell people, like, if they don't want to necessarily book something with you, you're like, okay, well, what kind of services do you offer? And then it gets into exactly what it is that we are giving you, what we can talk about, what we can get into. And then you can kind of just edify yourself and become knowledgeable about what this brand offers. And if it's something that you want to like pin for later, and then any upcoming events, if you're a brand that has like things you want people to know about, then, you know, your virtual assistant can keep people updated on your events, on your calendars, on your services. So these are things that are really changing the game for entrepreneurs, and it's really making you stand out professionally. It's really sharpening you, and it's automating, and it's doing it without you having to be a part of the process. And it's doing it with your tone of voice, though. It's doing it with your expectation. It's doing it with your intention in mind. So again, we want to do things. We want to be smart. We want to work smarter, not harder. I keep telling my husband, I want to be wealthy from my imagination, from my mind, from my thoughts, from the words that I communicate. That is where my wealth is coming from, because trading physical labor, trading your time, when you can have technology help you, and especially if you're a person who has something inside of you that you know you need to turn it into a brand or a business, you really should be using this technology. So I'm here for that. Are there any other questions?
There are no other questions in the chat, but if anyone has any questions, feel free to come off mute.
Oh, I'm also going to just drop in the chat really quickly a couple of things that I'm using now that I'm about to start learning more about, and that are going to change the game for entrepreneurs. So I'm not going to get all deep into what they actually do, because I'm not an expert on it, but I'm about to be. And I'm going to tell you that it deals with building out your personal assistants and building out your custom GPT. So these are two platforms that can help get you. And these are two platforms in addition to OpenAI ChatGPT. So everybody knows about OpenAI, but Poe and Jotform. These, play around with those and see what you can see with that.
So there was one other question earlier I did forget. You mentioned early in the presentation that you would be dropping some links to some references or resources that you have.
Yes, this is what this is right here. So these are the two places
great.
that I want you to go. And if you let me grab my LinkedIn. I'm so bad about that. I tell everybody to put their LinkedIn in and I don't put mine in. But I have a resource guide that's got all of my favorite AI tools and all of the ones that I'm using, but it's not necessarily ones that I'm always using. It's just things that I've interacted with. And I just wanted to share them. So, maybe what worked for me or won't work for you, and then vice versa. So I can share that with everybody. I would be more than happy. I'm going to put my LinkedIn in the chat right now so we can stay connected. And just send me a message or just anything. However, just send me a connection request, and then we can just chop it up and figure out, how to make this thing work with one another. And again, I love to share. I have so much to share, and it's not enough time to really do it here. But if you do have any specific questions that are specific to your journey, your business, we can talk about that offline. Carla, that is it for me. If you if there's no other questions, that is it. Again, I definitely invite everyone to jump in personally with me and connect. How did I get started with AI? Oh my goodness. So I literally kind of fell into it by way of being a marketer. So I'm always tinkering with tools and looking for ways to improve my outputs, to improve my communication. And I guess it was about 2 years ago when ChatGPT came out. I just was, how you are when you're sort of an innovative thinker and you're somebody who's always playing with the new things coming out, you're playing with the new content creation tools, it just kind of naturally falls into your hands. And so again, I was the copywriter, I was the content creator for a lot of brands. So I'm the one writing all the heavy sales points and the commercials and the pitches and all the communication. So when ChatGPT came out a few years ago, I just was up on it and I found it, and I literally felt like I hit gold. It was so much to the point my husband wasn't home. I called him screaming on the phone, like, I just found something that's going to change the game. Like, oh my God. And this was before I created It Girl GPT. This was 2 years ago. I just created It Girl GPT 6 months ago. So I've always tinkered with and been curious about and tried things, so AI, you can call it anything. I didn't know what it was called initially at first. I just was like, this is going to help me be a better writer, faster. Oh my gosh. And then I started exploring all the different potential and all like I said, I have a law degree. I have a deep interest in equity and education and employment and fairness. I have a deep interest in justice. Seriously, just because I didn't practice law, I always said that I was going to fight for a cause. And I don't talk about this a lot, but I talk about it with my inner circle. This AI world needs a lot of oversight. And I intend to be someone who contributes to the research, to the policies, to the ethics, and to the bias control. I want to be a part of the reform and the improvement and the inclusion of AI. So again, I'm teaching people very high level, just, get familiar with the technology, but there is so much change that you can create from a legal, a governmental, a political, a personal, a community, like there is so much you can do. You just need to link up with the people who have the same ideas as you, or link up with people who have the same type of trajectory so they can brighten your horizon, expand your ideas, expand your perspective. I talk to people in Africa, all around Africa, all week on my 15-minute free chats. I offer 15-minute free chats for anybody who wants to have a quick chat about collaboration. How can we work together? What can we do? What can we build? And I'm talking to people and I'm learning about what they're going through in their countries and what their strengths and their weaknesses are, what the inequities are, what their challenges are. And we are trying to work together to build technologies that represent and help and cure and predict and prevent. This is what we're doing with it. Let me see. Did you take a course? No, I didn't take a course. And do you know the young lady who created Chat Black GPT? Yes, she was the first person I ever saw do it. She was I should have mentioned that earlier. Erin Reddick, Chat Black GPT. I give my hat off to her because you have to acknowledge the trailblazers, right? She was the first Black woman that I'd ever seen do it. And I was like, that's exactly the tool that I need. Oh my gosh, girl, how did you do that? And I actually met her at the Congressional Black Caucus. We have a picture together. I was like a fangirl. I was like, oh my God, you're Erin. I love what you did. But she was definitely my first. She was the person who, she's really the reason that that It Girl exists, hands down. Because I didn't know exactly what type of technology I wanted to create until I got into a room with her. Based on that community that I told you about, that 5-day community with the National Black AI Literacy Week. She was in that community. She was one of the instructors. That woman birthed It Girl inside of me. And now It Girl is birthing dreams inside of other people. Do you see what I'm saying? You got to show up to these rooms. Yes, you said you saw her last year. Yes, and I think she's having a baby now too. So I'm so proud of her. And you can see Erin created something so pivotal and revolutionary. And you know, she could take that, man, she is Black history for that. And then I created It Girl GPT, something a little bit more lighthearted, but very serious and very real and very much so a ticket, you know what I mean, to success. But they're two completely different brands, but they're successful equally. They have their own audiences. They have people who appreciate both. They bring value to the community, and you can use both. You can, when you're in a certain mindset and a mood, you use It Girl. When you're in a certain mindset and mood, you use Chat Black. You use all of the technologies to help you. It's not a bias. It's about finding what works for you. Simple. I don't see any more questions here, Carla.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We really enjoyed this. On behalf of the BAPMC community, we just want to thank you for your time today. And we do want to present you with, Andrea, you ready?
Wish I got something for me?
When you say I'm ready, what you referring to?
The certificate.
Okay, I wasn't ready. I could get ready quick. As we getting ready, I guess we could invite persons to come on camera so we could take a quick picture.
Yes, thank you. Would anyone else like to be in the picture?
Hold on. My camera is on.
Okay.
And I think I'm frozen.
Is somebody going to say go, or are we just like?
Yeah, I am. I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I'm trying to come on right now. I have too many browsers open.
All right. On the count of 3, we're going to take 2 pictures. All right. 1, 2, 3. And let's do a silly face for the second one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you all for coming. And are we ready?
Yes, we're going to get ready right now. Let me just get to my downloads.
I am so excited. Ladies, you know, I'm a girl's girl. I'm a lover girl. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. But, you know, I just really appreciate this community and this camaraderie. And I really do want to stay connected. I mean that in the most sincere way. Please reach out to me because it's hard being an entrepreneur. You need friends. You need support. You need people to believe in you. Oh,
definitely. Look at that. On behalf of the BAPMC community, we want to offer you this certificate of appreciation. We thank you for your time today and from definitely learning from you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. That is so sweet, ladies. Thank you so much. I
Thank
received
you.
that.
And we will definitely be in touch with you.
Thank you. Y'all have a great night. Thank you so much for joining. I look forward to staying connected with everybody.
For all of the Scrum Alliance members, I did put the link in the chat. For all of our PMI members, please self-report your PDUs. And then we have all of our contact information in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. You all have a good evening, and we hope to see you at the Trello workshop on the in the weeks to come. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank